Can you forgive a husband who betrayed you? This is marriage after lies. Forgiveness sounds holy. Until you're the one who has to give it. It's easy to preach grace. It's harder to extend it to the man who married you under false pretenses. He says he wants redemption. But redemption doesn't erase betrayal. And I'm standing at a crossroads I never prepared for. Do I protect my heart? Or do I risk it again? Because forgiving him doesn't just mean moving on. It means reopening a door that almost destroyed me. I didn't sleep the night after he gave me that letter. I release you from any obligation to stay. Those words echo differently when they come from someone who once manipulated your life. Release. Obligation. Stay. He wasn't demanding. He wasn't persuading. He was surrendering. And somehow, that made it harder. Because anger is easier than mercy. Anger gives structure. Mercy requires vulnerability. I read the letter again in the morning. Not looking for poetry. Looking for strategy. Was this another calculated move? A softer angle? A psychological pivot? Or was this the first honest thing he's ever written to me? People think forgiveness means pretending it didn't happen. It doesn't. Forgiveness does not erase memory. It redefines power. But here's the truth no one says out loud. When betrayal is intentional, forgiveness feels like injustice. He wasn't confused. He wasn't immature. He wasn't careless. He was assigned. He accepted. He executed. And somewhere along the way, he fell in love. But love discovered late doesn't cancel deception introduced early. So I asked him directly. If I forgive you, what changes? He didn't hesitate. I stop trying to deserve you, and start choosing you. Choosing. Not studying. Not positioning. Not advancing. Choosing. Let me ask you something honestly. If the person who betrayed you truly changed, would you still hold their past against them? Or would you risk believing transformation is possible? Because here's what I'm wrestling with. Is forgiveness wisdom? Or is it self-betrayal? I don't want to be naive. But I also don't want to be hardened. And there's a difference. We started counseling. Not because we're stable. Because we're fragile. The counselor asked him one question. When did you realize you loved her? He didn't look at me when he answered. The day they asked me to escalate pressure after the miscarriage. The room went silent. I refused, he said quietly. They called it emotional compromise. I called it conscience. I felt something shift inside me. Not forgiveness. But clarity. There was a moment he chose me over the mission. It doesn't erase the beginning. But it challenges the ending. Here's what I'm beginning to understand. Marriage is not proven by perfection. It's proven by what survives exposure. Anyone can love you when it's convenient. But marriage is revealed when the truth surfaces. And right now, we are not standing on romance. We're standing on honesty. Painful. Uncomfortable. Necessary honesty. I prayed last night. Not for clarity. For courage. Because I realized something. God exposed the system that engineered my marriage. But he didn't automatically dissolve the marriage itself. And that's significant. If God wanted destruction, he had every opportunity. Instead, what he exposed, he left in my hands. Maybe God's perfect revenge wasn't just dismantling the architects. Maybe it's forcing a man who once operated in deception to confront truth daily. Maybe it's transforming the weapon into a witness. Forgiveness doesn't excuse what he did. It tests who he's becoming. And redemption? Redemption is expensive. It costs pride. It costs ego. It costs comfort. He's paying. The question is, Am I willing to participate in rebuilding? Last night, I told him something I hadn't said out loud. I don't know how to trust you. He nodded. You shouldn't, he replied. That surprised me. I broke it, he continued. I don't get to rush you. No defense. No timeline. No pressure. Just accountability. Then he said something that unsettled me. If you decide to leave, I'll still testify publicly that our marriage became real. Not because it benefits him. Because it's true. And truth without advantage is new territory for him. This morning, I did something small. But significant. I made coffee for both of us. Not because everything is healed. But because I'm no longer operating from retaliation. Forgiveness isn't a declaration. It's a direction. And maybe I'm not fully there yet. But I'm no longer walking away in anger. Just when I thought the hardest part was internal. We received a message. Encrypted. Anonymous. 3 words. You weren't the last. The system that targeted our marriage. Targeted others. And suddenly this isn't just about forgiveness. It's about understanding why our covenant was considered a threat in the first place. Next episode. The spiritual attack on our marriage, what we didn't see before. Because maybe this wasn't just strategy. Maybe it was spiritual warfare.